Here's more wrestling news for April 10th, 2022, and your headlines for this afternoon include why WWE is no longer pushing Gunther as a single superstar, first championship match confirmed for WrestleMania Backlash, Liv Morgan's whip is making serious money on WWE's auction site, update on plans for LA Knight on the main roster will no longer be wrestling, sports stars threaten The Rock with cease and desist following XFL controversy, WWE Hall of Famers attend funeral of Scott Hall, former WWE Intercontinental Champion gives huge update on his career in the ring, and more. We're starting off with this week's SmackDown as Gunther had his main roster call-up, but didn't come alone. Gunther debuted this past Friday alongside Ludwig Kaiser, which left fans who are used to Gunther working as a singles star scratching their heads. The decision to call the pair up together is even more baffling when you remember that Kaiser has spent most of his WWE career teaming with Fabian Aichner, who was not called up with his Imperium cohorts. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained WWE's reasoning, saying that Gunther taking WWE's own advice has cost him in the long run. Vince wants slim people on TV. I could see from the Vince perspective telling the guy, hey, drop 30 pounds, right? He listened, unlike other people who thought that being big was really good, but it has hurt him a lot. Meltzer stated that when WWE saw the much slimmer Gunther, they realized that they preferred him the way before, especially if they have plans to push him as a top singles star. These are still early days for Gunther on the main roster, and things could easily turn around, but for now, WWE doesn't see the slimmer, quicker Austrian as a singles performer. SmackDown also saw Ronda Rousey make her first appearance since losing to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, and was understandably not happy with how things went last weekend. Calling the SmackDown Women's Champion out, Rousey demanded a rematch and promised to make the Queen say the words, "I quit." WWE has now confirmed that this rematch will happen, and it will indeed be an I Quit match, which is scheduled for WrestleMania Backlash. With reports that WWE has plans for this to be the next big women's feud of the company, it remains to be seen if Rousey can win the title next month, but she has big plans on making Flair utter those two infamous words. WrestleMania also saw Liv Morgan compete on Night 2 in a special attire fitting for the Showcase of the Immortals. For her Women's Tag Team Championship match, Morgan cosplayed as DC Comics Catwoman for the bout, complete with a leather whip for her entrance. WWE didn't waste time by putting this whip on their auction site, and fans are very eager in obtaining the autographed prop from WrestleMania. At this time, the bidding has reached over $5,000, with 36 bidders willing to pay to purchase Morgan's whip. Right now, there's just over 1 day left to bid on this one-of-a-kind item, and whoever ends up winning clearly has no problem paying big bucks for the whip of the young Raw superstar. More call-up news now as Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser debuted on SmackDown, as did Raquel Rodriguez, but there are even more superstars from NXT 2.0 who could be making the move soon. We've already reported that WWE is strongly considering LA Knight to be the next name to make the move, but if that happens, he may not come to the main roster as an in-ring superstar. In an update from Fightful, it's noted that WWE are considering to bring the former Impact World Champion up as a manager instead of an in-ring competitor. WWE's belief is that while Knight is good in the ring, his charisma during promos is where he shines best, and that could be put to use more effectively if he's paired with talent who aren't too good on the microphone. This isn't the first time WWE has wanted to call up talent in a different role than what they're used to, as before his departure in August 2021, WWE had once planned on having Adam Cole be Keith Lee's manager on the main roster. Of course, plans could still change for Knight, who lost at last weekend's Stand and Deliver event, as only time will tell what role he takes on for his imminent main roster call-up. XFL news now as this week saw the brand debut a new logo ahead of the third iteration of the league, but this new logo could get The Rock and his people in hot water. On social media, Olympic athletes Sue Bird, Chloe Kim, Simone Manuel, and Alex Morgan all hit out at the new logo, saying it bears a striking resemblance to the logo for their Together brand. Soccer star Megan Rapinoe, who is Bird's fiancée, also chimed in, saying that the only thing The Rock is going to be cooking up soon is a response to a cease and desist letter that she and the Together brand will send his way. At this time, The Rock nor his business partner Danny Garcia have commented publicly on the claims made from the Together team, but we'll keep following this story for updates ahead of the third launch of the XFL in 2023. Last month, two-time WWE Hall of Famer Scott Hall sadly passed away after 3 heart attacks shortened his life. These heart attacks occurred due to a blood clot during surgery after Hall had a nasty fall, and the bad guy has now been laid to rest. Several wrestlers attended the funeral, including his clique buddies Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and Sean Waltman. The ceremony was also attended by Diamond Dallas Page, who worked tirelessly with Hall to turn his life around at one of the darkest times for the man known as Razor Ramon. On social media, Scott's son Cody Hall gave a touching tribute to his legendary father, saying that death is part of the circle of life, and though his father is gone, he lives on through him. At 63, Scott Hall is another sad example of a wrestler whose life ended far too early, and we're once more sending out our best to Cody and the Hall family, and those who knew Scott best at this difficult time. And we're ending today with Ryback, who was released from WWE in 2016, but has always insisted he left of his own accord. Despite promising that his in-ring career was nowhere near finished, Ryback has only had a handful of matches since his release and is now given an update on his in-ring career. Speaking on the Ryback show, the former WWE Intercontinental Champion said that he will never sign a contract with a pro wrestling company again, and said that he really shouldn't have signed a contract in the first place. Ryback didn't explain if he still plans on wrestling, but only that if he does, he won't be locked into any deal, short or long term, with any promotion. Given that a recent poll said that most fans want Ryback to simply retire and not wrestle again, we imagine this update comes as good news to a lot of people, as the former WWE star continues to show no sign of stepping back into the squared circle. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.